So before we start with the stem, let's recap with the root now. Okay? A typical root develops from dash part of the embryo, and the shoot develops from a typical root shows the presence of 3, 4 or 5 regions. What are the 4 regions from the apex to the base? Four regions. Region of the root cap, then region of elongation, maturation. Correct? Root cap, protective in function, secrete mucilage, prevents friction with the soil particles. In the case of Acornia and Pistia, it has root pockets to give the roots buoyancy. Pandalus has got multiple root caps, followed by region of cell division, which is called as the meristematic region. ये रीजन में सेल डिवीजन होते रहते हैं, सेल्स अनडिफरेंशिएटेड होते हैं, नए सेल्स यहाँ पे ऐड होते रहते हैं. उसके पीछे वाला रीजन में the cells will keep on increasing in their size. वो पूरा प्रोसेस बताया था मैंने. Under the influence of auxins and due to the entry of water creating turgor pressure. Here the length of the root will increase, followed by the next region which is maturation. मैंने कहा था अगर आपको एनाटॉमी ऑफ द रूट पढ़ना है तो ये रीजन सबसे बेस्ट होता है. ओके, जैसे कि आप लोगों को सेल के टाइम में हम लोग बताते हैं या सेल डिवीजन के टाइम पे कि अगर आपको क्रोमोसोम्स का स्ट्रक्चर पढ़ना है तो मेटाफेज सबसे बेस्ट होता है. वैसे एनाटॉमिकल स्टडीज के लिए ट्रांसवर्स सेक्शन एंड द मैच्योरेशन रीजन इज द बेस्ट. सिमिलरली हम लोग बोलते हैं कि मियोसिस पढ़ने के लिए a good sample would be anther. Anther के अंदर pollen mother cells बहुत सारे होते हैं. So they undergo meiosis to produce a lot of pollen grains. So when you take a TS at the maturation region, you see the presence of hair-like structures which are called as the root hairs, followed by different regions I told you. That is epidermis, cortex, endodermis, peridermis, xylem and the phloem. You remember that flow?
Yes.
Okay. Then I told you that how the root develops. Either it can be a tap root or an adventitious root. Then I told you about the fibrous root system also, with the 3 different examples we talked about. Then we started with modifications of the root. Modification of tap, modifications of adventitious. जिसको ना आप आज लिख के लाए हो सब लोग, ना आप अच्छे से उसको लर्न करके आए हो सब लोग. Which is the most disappointing thing to start the day with today, which I never expected from you people. And that is what has boiled my blood so much. When you expect, and majority of you guys don't do, especially those whom you expect that they are going to go into the medical college, and still they are becoming complacent. फिर मैंने बताया था कि टैप रूट में 3 मॉडिफिकेशंस. पहला वाला फूड स्टोरेज के लिए, गैसियस एक्सचेंज के लिए, बराबर है. फूड स्टोरेज के मैंने 2 रीजंस बताए थे उसके. एक था पेरिनेशन एंड वेजिटेटिव प्रोपगेशन. फिर 4 एग्जांपल्स थे उसमें. वो डिपेंड करता है प्राइमरी रूट का शेप कैसा है. कॉनिकल हो सकता है, फ्यूजिफॉर्म, नेपिफॉर्म या सेकेंड वाला था न्यूमेटोफोर्स. क्लियरली कल बोला था मैंने. दे आर सीन इन प्लांट्स कॉल्ड हैलोफाइट्स व्हिच ग्रो इन मार्शी सलाइन कंडीशंस. उनके टैप रूट को ब्रीथ करने नहीं मिलता, तो सम रूट्स लाइक कोनिकल स्पाइक्स गो up positively phototropic. There are openings which are called as lenticels which helps in gaseous exchange. That's why we 4th time revise कर रहा हूँ आप लोग के. Followed by nitrogen fixation वाले root nodules. Adventitious roots में for mechanical support we had prop roots, banyan tree, prop like columns. Then we spoke about stilt root in whorls and in whorls में maize, jowar, sugar cane. Normal उनके पास है adventitious fibrous root system. Side से whorls nodes में से आते हैं. पैंडनस में साइड से ही आते हैं, करेक्ट। पोथोस वगैरह में, मनी प्लांट में कैसा होता है? द रूट्स आर climbing roots, they are wiry roots. Then in food storage, I had given you examples of simple tuber, fasciculated tuber, monoliform, nodulose. Simple tuber में it was Icomia batatas. Then we had asparagus for fasciculated. दोनों में फर्क क्या था? Fasciculated tubers were in bundles, and those were single. Then, in the case of monoliform, it was beaded. There were beads. And the third was nodulose, where it was swollen only at the tip. Then, today we started with the special functions, जिसमें epiphytic roots था. Okay. I don't know whether it's going to help or not, but I think so. We should only just do mugging up business. कोई लॉजिक बताने का जरूरत ही नहीं तुम लोग का कि वो क्यों है, कमेंसालिज्म क्या है, वो क्यों ऐसा ग्रो करता है, क्या फायदा है of telling you everything in reasoning. So that type of plants which are called commensals, वो किसी और को हार्म नहीं करेंगे पर खुद का फायदा करके लेंगे. तो वो लोग ऐसे ब्रांचेस में ग्रो होते हैं जहां पे एटमॉस्फेयर में तो मॉइस्चर है, सो उनके रूट्स हैंग होते हैं. They have a special tissue which is called as velamen, and the velamen is hygroscopic, which will absorb moisture from the atmosphere. The last one was hostorial roots. It's a relationship which is called parasitism. Okay, it can either be a total parasite or it can be a partial parasite. Total will reach both xylem as well as phloem. Partial will reach only the xylem; it will not penetrate the phloem. So now, if you want to talk about the shoot system now. So now on, we are going to discuss the shoot system. So by teaching the shoot system, what have we discussed? Is it a homogeneous system or a heterogeneous system?
Heterogeneous system.
What do you mean by heterogeneous system? It's made of different parts. Correct? Like, what are different parts that it is made of? Flowers, leaves, one by one will go. Don't give me these porous answers. First, stem, leaf, flowers. Then we have fruit, and you have buds. Okay, we will begin our discussion with the buds. Okay, so let me first define what is a bud. In common English, a bud is called as a growing point. Grow होने की जगह. So commonly you can say that bud is a growing point. It is a undifferentiated mass of meristematic cells. The cells are undifferentiated. So tell me, what do I mean by undifferentiated? All the cells are same. There is no division of labor. And the cells are meristematic. But they keep on undergoing cell division. So that is why it is a growing point. Okay? So I define the bud as a young group of dividing cells. Young group of dividing cells. Undifferentiated and meristematic. We can classify them as, on the basis of their function, a bud can be classified as a vegetative bud or a floral bud. Remember, the root, stem, and the leaf. These are called vegetative parts. The root, the stem, and the leaf is called as the vegetative part. When the plant produces flowers, it is called as a reproductive organ. Just like a human male shows the presence of testis for sperm production, ovaries for egg production, a plant shows the presence of flower. Flower has a testes called anther. Inside the anther there are sperms which are called pollen grains. एक correlation से बता रहा हूँ. Similarly, the flower shows the presence of a ovary. Inside the ovary there is ovule. Inside the ovule there is a egg. Got my point? So that is why we say that the flower is not a vegetative organ. The flower is a dash organ. It's a reproductive organ. It helps in the process of reproduction. Whereas the root, stem, and the leaves, they are vegetative organs. And a flower is a reproductive organ. So now, if the bud helps in vegetative growth, the bud is helping in vegetative growth, then that bud will be called as a vegetative bud. Whereas if the bud is helping in the formation of flowers, then that bud is called as a floral bud. So depending upon its function, you can classify the bud as vegetative and floral bud. Okay? Depending upon the position where the bud is located, you can have different types of buds. Okay? So if you look here, the plant body. I think so I told you this before also. This is a leaf. The point of attachment of the leaf to the stem is called as a node. The distance between two nodes is called as a node. Correct? Now, I am concentrating at the node. You remember the node, everyone?
Yes.
It is a point of attachment of the leaf to the stem is called as a node. Now, look at this angle. Is it the upper angle or the lower angle?
Upper angle.
This upper angle is called as the axil. What do you call the upper angle?
Axil.
Axil. And if the bud is located in the axil, if the bud is located in the axil, the bud is called as an axillary bud. Okay? So what's an axillary bud? The bud is located in the axil is called as an axillary bud. Understood, everybody? If the bud is at the apex, okay, then that bud is called as the apical bud. Okay? So a bud can be classified as apical bud if it is on the axis. At the apex. Or it can be an axillary bud if it is in the axis. If the bud is nearby the node but not the axil, then it is called extra axillary bud. The bud is located near the axis. So the bud is called as an extra axillary bud. Other than these, whatever position the bud will occupy will be called as adventitious bud. So the meaning of the word adventitious in botany is other than the standard, other than the regular. के लिए बॉटनी में वर्ड यूज होता है एडवेंटिशियस. मतलब अगर एक रूट रेडिकल से अराइज होता है तो वो उसका स्टैंडर्ड लोकेशन है. अगर वो रेडिकल के अलावा कहीं से भी अराइज होता है तो उसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? एडवेंटिशियस रूट। मतलब एक बर्ड का स्टैंडर्ड लोकेशन है कि इट शुड बी प्रेजेंट एट द अपेक्स और इट कैन बी एट द एक्सिल। इसके अलावा जो कहीं पे रहेगा तो हम उसको क्या कहेंगे? एडवेंटिशियस कहेंगे। तो if the bird is on the roots, is it apical axillary or adventitious?
Adventitious.
And then it is called as a radical bird. If it is there on the stem, once again it is adventitious, called as colline bird. And if it is there on the leaf, it is called as a foliar bird. So adventitious birds can be radical. If on the stem it is called colline, and on the leaf it is called foliar or epiphyllous. Epi means upon. Fill matlab leaf. So it is there on the leaf. Okay. So sticking to the syllabus, you need to learn the meaning of vegetative, floral, apical, axillary, foliar, and epiphyllous. Understood? So bud is a growing point. It is made up of meristematic cells which undergo cell division. Okay. At the apex of the plant, it's called apical. In the axillary, it's called axillary. Other than that, it can be called as adventitious. On the stem, it is called colline. On the root, it is called radical. And on the leaf, it is called as a foliar bud or epiphyllous bud. Understood, everybody? Now, some buds grow very large, like cabbage. We all eat cabbage, right? It is the largest apical bud in the world. Cabbage is the largest apical bud in the world. So the cabbage that we eat, gobi, is actually what? It's an apical bud. It's the largest apical bud in the world. Have you got my point? The rose का कली जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं, it is an example of which bud? Bud floral. Are we clear with this, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Copy down the bud का part. So we'll start with one of the modifications of the stem. Fast. तो इसको कवर किया हम लोगों ने. Birds. So we want to talk about stem and its modifications. Okay. The three types of modifications that are mentioned over here. When the stem is underground, then it is subaerial and aerial. You understand the meaning of the word underground? It is below the soil. In that case, it is called as underground. So this is the soil surface. Okay. And what happens is, in an underground stem, the first modification that I have mentioned, what is it? Rhizome. In this case, the underground stem, it is ventrally flattened. I'm sorry. It is ventrally thickened. You understand ventrally thickened? So from the dorsal and the lateral side, it is thick. Okay. And it shows the presence of scaly leaves. It shows the presence of what? Scaly leaves. And from the scaly leaves, at the lower side, I see the presence of adventitious roots. During the favorable conditions, from its apical bud, I will see the presence of growth of the shoot system. Okay? So when the conditions are favorable, the plant will produce a lot of food material and it will start getting stored in this dorsi-ventrally thickened stem. Okay? So the size of the stem will keep on increasing. So such a dorsi-ventrally thickened stem which is doing storage of food is called as a rhizome. Example include ginger and curcuma domestica, that is hadar, and ginger is alga. Okay, so the size of the ginger will keep on increasing if you allow it to remain underground. Okay, so with every passing growing season, the size will keep on increasing. During unfavorable condition, the whole plant will die, and then we dig it out and use it for consumption. Understood my point? So such a dorsi-ventrally thickened stem, underground stem, is called as a rhizome. Why are you calling it as a stem and not a root? Because it shows the presence of nodes and internodes. At the nodes, do you have green leaves or scaly leaves?
Scaly leaves.
Scaly leaves. And also show the presence of axillary buds. I hope you got my point. The second modification there is the stem tuber of Solanum tuberosum. What is the name of the plant?
Solanum tuberosum.
In this case, this is the soil surface and this is an underground stem which will give branches. This is called as a axillary branch. And the branches of the axillary branch are called extra axillary branches. When the conditions are favorable, the food will be stored at the tip of the extra axillary branches, resulting in the formation of a stem tuber, which is called as potato. So if you remove the potato, it will show the presence of nodes and internodes. At the node, there will be a scaly leaf and there will be a bud. So what will that bud be called? Axillary bud. Because it is there in the axil of the scaly leaf. This whole thing, the node, the scaly leaf, the axillary bud, together is called as the eye of potato. Okay? So if you give that potato favorable condition like moisture, then from the surface of the potato you will see white color buds which grow out. So we'll say that the eyes are germinating now. So it is helping in the process of both perennation and vegetative propagation. So if you are asked, why is potato that is growing underground not a root but a stem? Because it shows the presence of nodes and internodes. And at the node, there is a scaly leaf along with an axillary bud. Clear everybody? And it will help in the function of food storage, perennation and vegetative propagation. What is the third thing? Bulb. Okay? Now, bulb के लिए हम लोगों ने एक एग्जांपल लिखा वहां पे. What is an example? Simple cunicated. The one is onion and compound cunicated. I have mentioned over there garlic. ठीक है? Let us see that. In the case of an onion, the stem is a highly reduced green discoidal stem with adventitious roots. How is the stem? I said the stem is reduced. Reduced मतलब एकदम छोटा. And I said it is discoidal. It's like a disc shape. And it shows the presence of adventitious roots. What the point? And the stem shows the presence of, here everybody, apical bud. Which bud? And the leaves get modified for food storage. So now you have fleshy leaves which are concentric. Concentric मतलब circularly. अगर मैं ऑनियन का TS लेता हूँ, don't you think the leaves appear like this?
Yes.
Okay. So these concentric are the fleshy leaves which are storing the food. On my point? And they will be covered by those pink and red colored leaves. You all have seen that, right?
Yes.
And those are called the scaly leaves. What do you call them?
Scaly.
Scaly leaves. What is the arrangement of the onion?
Yes.
The outermost pink or red color, that scaly papery thing that comes out. What is it? It's a leaf. Which type of leaf is it?
Scaly.
And the actual onion that we eat is the circular fleshy leaf. And the stem that we cut and throw away is the reduced discoidal stem. And that stem will show the presence of, this is the apical bud. And here also you will find some, which buds you will get? Axillary buds. So these black ones will be axillary buds. And this will be the terminal or the apical. Such a bulb is called as a simple tunicated bulb of onion. Tunic का मतलब होता है jacket. So it's a jacketed bulb. Compare it with a garlic. Can you see it here, everybody?
Yes.
Once again, same thing. What do we have? A discoidal green stem with which type of roots? Adventitious roots. Correct? And it shows the presence of axis like this.
Yes.
Have you experienced that, Vishnu?
Yes.
In the center there will be something like a dundee, you say. That is called as the floral axis. Did you imagine this point, Vishnu?
Yes.
And around the floral axis, you have many axillary buds. What do we have? Many
Axillary buds.
axillary buds, which have swollen due to storage of
Food.
and they are called clouds. Clouds, or they are called as bulblets. क्या तो उसको होता है?
Bulblets.
Bulblets. So many bulblets will come together to form a bulb. So all these clouds or bulblets will come together to form a bulb. That is why it is called as a compound bulb. Compound. In biology, the meaning of the word compound is when it is made up of multiple parts. Your eyes have got a simple lens. This is a simple lens in your eye. But in the eye of the cockroach, you will find that the lens is made up of many smaller units. So that lens will be called as which lens?
Compound lens.
What is the meaning of the word simple and compound here?
Yes.
Simple means a single part. When it is made up of many smaller multiple parts, then we use the word compound. Okay? So, one difference between an onion and a garlic is in onion the food is stored in the fleshy leaves, and in a garlic the food is stored in the clouds or the bulblets, which are the swollen axillary buds. What the difference? And here it is covered by a tunic which covers all the leaves. Here every club will be covered by a tunic, white color ka tunic. Before eating, you have to remove that tunic. Yes or no?
Yes.
So we have simple tunicated bulb of onion and a compound tunicated bulb of
Garlic.
garlic. The last modification over there is called as a corm. Corm is like the rhizome. The difference is a rhizome is dorsiventrally thickened. Okay? Whereas when the rhizome is vertically thickened, how is the rhizome? Vertically thickened. Then it is called as a corm. Okay? So when it is vertical and thick, it is called as a corm. Say, with adventitious roots and scaly leaves. Example is colocasia. What's the first example here?
Colocasia.
Which in Hindi is called arbi. Amorphophallus,
Morphology.
which is called as zamicat or elephant's foot. Okay? These are eaten as vegetables. Corn includes colocasia, arbi. One of them is called suran in Marathi. Amorphophallus is what? Zamicat or the elephant's foot. So here we have underground stem modified as a rhizome, stem tuber, bulb, and corm. Okay. So in tomorrow's lecture, we'll talk about sublater stem. Runner. Just pronounce the examples with me. Cynodon, Centella, Oxalis. Three different examples. Stolon wing, jasmine, mentha, wild strawberry, offset, ecornia, pistia, sucker, chrysanthemum, banana. Then aerial modifications. Tendril, axillary tendril in passiflora. Apical bud tendril in vitis. Fawns में apical bud बोलो carissa. Axillary bud duranta. Citrus. Bougainvillea. Phylloclade. Opuntia. Casuarina. Moehlenbeckia. Cladode. Asparagus. Bulbil. Agave. Dioscorea. Okay. This will be the modifications of stem. Today, how many of